Hi friends. Now let us take up the second concept in our CFG C Feel Good series, the training session 1. The second concept is understanding function oriented programming paradigm. Simply it is called FOP paradigm, function oriented programming paradigm. Paradigm means a model. I told you already there are dozens of programming languages in the programming world. Every programming language developed based on a model or a paradigm. For example, parad- three very important paradigms are procedural paradigm, function oriented programming paradigm, object oriented programming paradigm. So, out of the three also, FOP and WOOP are the most popular paradigms. And one more thing is, FOP is subset of WOOP. WOOP is the most superior paradigm. As far as our languages are concerned, as far as C language is concerned, true function oriented programming language. As far as Java is concerned, true object oriented programming language. As far as C++ is concerned, it is a hybrid language that it supports both function orientation as well as object orientation. Python also in the same manner, it supports both function orientation as well as object orientation. Just this basic information is enough before explaining this topic. Since C is a true function oriented programming language, FOP language, first we must understand what is FOP, what is function orientation, then only we have to proceed. Otherwise, it will be like a blind person's walk. That point you have to understand. However, in order to explain this FOP paradigm technically, lot of time is required. So I don't want to bore you at this stage. That's why, from a real life angle, I explain what is the function oriented programming paradigm. You can very easily understand because in real life also, without knowing these terminologies and all that, you are implementing it. All we are, every human being is implementing it. That's why you can very easily understand. So, understanding FOP paradigm. Actually, in real life, I call our real life as the specialist oriented paradigm, specialist oriented world. Why I call a specialist oriented world? In our day to day life, we take the services of different specialists. Who are those specialists? A cleaner, a painter, a carpenter, a transporter, a doctor, a teacher, a welder. All these are specialists in their respective areas. Understand? So, in order to get any job done, what you are doing? You are engaging one or a set of specialists, and then only you are able to get the things done. Or otherwise, you never have all the specializations. How you can alone handle without having specialization? That model you have to understand. Now, suppose this is your domain. You want to get your house cleaned. Then what you do? You appoint a cleaner. You appoint a cleaner. You want to get your house painted. Then what you do? You appoint a painter and you appoint a cleaner also. Because after painting is over, whole house is dirty. Then it should be cleaner. In this context, one very important point I have to tell you. Here, you focus on specializations only. Actually, same person or same set of persons are doing two things. After painting, the same set of persons are cleaning also. When they are painting, you treat them as painters. When they are cleaning, this is specialization. That's why when they are cleaning, you call them as cleaners. That's why one person or one set of persons are doing all the things and immaterial. When they are doing painting, they are painters. When they are cleaning, they are cleaners. That point you have to understand in this context. Okay, you want to get your house shifted from one place to other place. Then what to do? You appoint packers, lifters, and movers. Actually, packers carefully pack all the items in boxes. That is their job. And lifters carefully lift all boxes and put in a truck. Those are lifters. A mover, transporter from this house to new house, transports. Again, lifters and packers, they work on that is different thing. Here, three types of specialists are engaged. Because of that, you got your house shifted from one house to another house. Now, in other aspect, I tell you, by collective contribution of three types of specialists, your house got shifted successfully. One more big example I give you. You want to get your house constructed. Then what to do? Which specialists you engage? Architect, engineer, mason, transporter, painter, plumber, carpenter, welder, interior decorator. Like that, tens of tens of types of specialists. I am not talking about tens of numbers. Tens of types of specialists we engage. As a result of that, by collective contribution of all these people, what is happening? Your house got constructed. Am I right or not? By collective contribution of three types of specialists, your house got shifted. By collective contribution of two types of specialists, your house got painted and cleaned. And because of one contribution of one specialist, your house got cleaned. So, now can you call this world as the specialist oriented world? Why you came here? Why you attended my class? Because I am a specialist in teaching a particular subject. Why you go to doctor? He is a specialist in diagnosing our body and give treatment. Understand? So first to understand entire world. Real world is a collection of specialists. Specialist specialist oriented world. By taking all those services, required services, we are able to get our real life task performed. First, we understand this point. Now, how it is relevant in programming? Programming, in the previous concept, one thing here, one mark report I demonstrated. Marks report. Okay, this is the task of a program. Actually, then only I don't want to repeat everything because it is so much duplication, it takes time and many students feel boring. That's why just briefly I explain. Now, when you take up this task, if you analyze that and dissect it, you can find four subtasks. Mainly four subtasks you found. What is that? Reading data. In our example, there are 9 items. 9 items. They are that student's name, class number, roll number, names of 3 subjects, marks in 3 subjects, marks percentage in 3 subjects. Totally 9 data items you read. That means you entered, you typed on the keyboard, and the data is shifted to read by the computer and stored in the computer memory. That is reading process. Thereafter, after that, in order to calculate total marks, what we did, one formula we write and calculate total marks. This is one subtask. What is the other subtask? Calculate average marks percentage. This is also another subtask because we have to publish this also. Thereafter, with the entire data of 11 items, now we printed marks report. Okay, these are four subtasks. And Here, these are specialists. In this case, here these are specialists. In order to perform this task, which functions we call read data, one function, calculate total marks, another function, calculate average marks, another function, print a report, another function. Actually, whenever we write function technically, one name is there. The name should represent what it is doing. Thereafter, two round brackets or parentheses we have to write. That represents a function. This is like a real life specialist. Now we see by collective contribution of all these four functions, this main task is performed. After understanding FOP concept from real life as well as programming angle, now what C is doing for you in view of FOP? Actually, in order to write a program, we have to make several operations. Several operations. Now, already I told you, reading data means we enter data, computer program takes it. This is a writing data. Writing data means displaying whatever output we want to show on the monitor screen. Calculating power. This is 9 to the power of 15. Calculating square root. This is square root of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this, when you are writing a program, hundreds of general simple operations we have to perform. If you don't perform these operations, then you cannot write the program. So, if you have to focus on each and everything, programming will be so difficult, because wherever you want to calculate power and all that, you have to write code and do that. Actually, it is a distraction. Whenever you have to calculate a square root, you have to calculate square root. It is much difficult. Mathematically, it is very difficult. Anything goes wrong and all that, we have to waste lot of time. That's why C language, in order to make the programmer's burden lessen, then mitigate, then it created a standard C library. Standard C library. You remember all the terms. Like your college library or some other library, here hundreds, even 1,000 plus ready-made functions are created. Ready-made functions are created, and those are meant for you. Just you can call and use, like a real life specialist. Suppose you got some security problem, then what you do? You call police, they come. You want some drainage problem, you call corresponding people and they come at it. You got some electricity problem, you call the electricity people, they come and do that. So whatever service you require, just call, they attend. Okay, in the same manner, if you want to calculate a power of certain thing, then you call this, you can call this, you can call this, you can call this. So just for example, for reading purpose, we use scanf function. It reads from the keyboard, and for this purpose, printf function. Okay, for this purpose, pow function. The most names are self-indicative. Simply seeing that you can understand this is square root function. How efficient these are, just one example I give you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Suppose, what does it mean? 12,345 power of 67. Any big figure you give, it calculates in fraction of second, it gives the result. Suppose you give this thing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. You give this much number. Within a fraction of second, you get the result. In this way, whatever specialist you want, everything is provided by the C language. Not only C language, every language provide hundreds and thousands of ready-made functions to you like this. And using scanf, you can read that from keyboard. Using printf, very frequently used function, you can display any data on the monitor screen. Not only displaying whatever format I showed you, marks report format, only 11 data items are there, but how beautifully it is able to display that. All these are the functions. Okay, here one more issue there. Okay, hundreds of functions are ready made functions are provided by the language. Thanks for that. But biggest issue is, in your college library, let us say 5,000 books are there. 5,000 books, whatever book you want to take within minutes. You should not waste a lot of time. If those are simply dumped, you never make a trial, because out of 5,000 searches you get a book. If you have bad luck, 5,000 searches you have to make to get your book. So you never make a trial. That's why what you do, your librarian create shelves. Computer science, mechanical, civil, in computer science, several subjects, all that they are organized systematically, and proper indexing is made. Because of that, whatever book you want, you can find it. Otherwise, it's not available. Also, you can find out. In the same manner, while hundreds of functions are there, in order to access them very easily, C standard library made one arrangement. Header files. Header files are like these shelves. Suppose header file, few names I tell you: stdio.h, standard input output functions. Actually, scanf and printf. Scanf is a input function taking data. Printf is a output function displaying data. This type of at least 50 functions are there. All these are stored here. Okay, now pow is there. Pow function, square root. Now simply seeing that, now many things, sine, cos, tan, hypot, many mathematical functions are there. All these functions are stored in math.h. Like this, tens of header files are created. So one thing, these are meant for C, but these are not part of the C language. That point you have to understand. So separate library that is meant for you. Actually, you are studying in a college. There is a library. Library is not organized in your classroom. Library is a separate building. Whatever book you want, you have to go there and get it. In the same manner, suppose if you want these functions and all that, actually in your program in the header, what you do? Include stdio.h. Later you see that, just as a matter of principle I am explaining. Suppose one of the mathematical function you have to use in your program, then what you have to do? Include math.h. This is the mechanism. So however, by writing simple code, these 50 functions are at your doorstep. At your doorstep, whatever function you want, you can call it and use it. Simple, this is syntax. But what you have to learn, how to use it. That's it. Understand? So this is the mechanism. In that way, programming is a cakewalk. According to me, is the easiest subject among all the application oriented subjects. Because of this, every ready-made service is provided. Whatever service you require, it is provided. If it is not provided by the library, you have to develop your own functions. That is a different subject. We are not covering in this. Okay, that point you have to understand.